Hey guys, how's it going? I'll have to find my flashlight here in a minute, but I tore about to tear it down. I've got it tore down most of the way. I got to still pull the cylinder off, but I wanted to get a squish reading and get the wheel all zeroed to it. So I have a screw-in piston stop, and it's hitting 50 right there, so we'll twirl this around, and I'm hitting 50 right there. So it is zeroed. So I'm going to pause you and find the flashlight. All right, that wasn't so bad. Let's move you guys. Well, I'm trying to figure out where I can get you guys a view. Now that view will have to do there for a second so I can get the numbers. Oop. And of course I kicked the key. Someday I'll have a bigger shot. Alright, let's see here. Grab onto the flywheel. Up, down. Something important here. Alright. Let me get you out of here so I can show you what I'm looking at. Sorry to get you guys all dizzy. It is just the first squeak of light right there. Can you guys see that? So right here would be 90. That at the 80, that's 10 degrees difference. So that would be 100, 105. That is pretty typical for what a 620 is. I've seen a lot of them 105 on the exhaust roof. I have seen a few that were 106s. I think I've seen one that was 108, but I think that was a saw that somebody had modified a 590 cylinder on and had did some work to it. But so I'm going to write this stuff down. So let's see here. We're going to squish, saws, transfers, intake. Squish, I don't know what it is yet. I haven't measured it, but the exhaust is 105. Now let's check the transfers. And I won't be able to get you a pic of them. Typically I'll shine in the exhaust port and then roll this down. Well, I guess this one I'm going to have to come in from the top. Say 100, 110, 120, 1, 2, 3. Looks like 123 for the primary. The primary and secondaries on these are in different heights. Looking down through the compression release hole. And then we're at 110, 120. It's at 125 for the secondary. Alright. Let's grab a piece of solder. off with. Something bigger than that. Well, it's got an indentation on each side. Uh-oh, what to do with my calipers? Showing almost 40,000 squish. Different one just to double check in case that didn't squish right. Check it from two sides. Kind of boring stuff, guys. I'm showing 42 thousandths that way. Let's nip it off. Check it back this way. So, depending on how I hit it, it's between 40 and 42 thousandths. So we'll just call it 40 thousandths to be on the safe side. So, yeah, so I'm gonna write that down before I forget it. 42 question mark. Alright, let's check the intake. Looks like I am 70, 75, 76, 77, 78 on the intake is stock. That's why these 620s run so darn good with just a muffler rod. They've got really good numbers stock. So I'm going to pause you guys. I'm going to pull this cylinder off and take a peek at see how bad this thing looks. So hold on a second. Alrighty guys, I got the cylinder off. That's the problem. Typically I normally do all my machine work and use a gasket. I do not do that on the 620s unless I overshoot it and need to put a gasket in it, because they've just got this flimsy little super thin crappy paper gasket that always rips every single time. So leaves a nice imprint on the case that I can go in there and cut the case out to match, and then it lets me I'll leave it right on here, and I'll go in here and I'll grind my lowers out to match right then and there. So I'm going to, another thing I've noticed, where's my flashlight? This saw's got some hours on it. I'll show you the piston here in a second. This saw has some hours on it. It's my very first 620 I ever bought. But they always end up building stuff up on the sides of the exhaust port, and they always have a nice shiny wash right there in the center. So we're going to try to correct that when I reshape the exhaust port. I think it's losing a lot of charge out the exhaust that could be utilized in better power. But I'm gonna call that on this vid. We'll just call it getting the numbers on a CS620, and we'll get you out of here. And then as I'm porting that and whatever, I'll bring you back and I'll share all the numbers. Rings have broken in nice. The piston is discolored, but this saw was in my work fleet, and I mean, I beat the snot out of this thing. But the piston still, like, as far as wear goes, this thing looks great. All I'm gonna do is clean it up. Everything still feels nice and tight. I'm gonna gasket match the case to the jug. We're gonna port it. I'm gonna stew overnight, probably on the numbers. What I want to move it to, what I want to try, what I want to do different. I'm not putting lungs in it. The last one of these I didn't like how it ran with the lungs. So this will not be getting lungs, but we might do some other different stuff. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But that's the muffler mod that I chose to go with. And I thought I drilled a hole in this muffler. I did not. All I did was remove that baffle that's in there. So let's port this one up, and then we'll do some different numbers on it, and I'll have 4 different ported, 4 different numbered 620 builds that we can do some testing and comparison on, and see what build you guys might want to build, or whatever, if you're building your saw. So, alright, you guys take it easy, have a good one, and enjoy.